Morning ladies and gents, welcome to Saturday morning. And it's already getting quite warm and sticky out there. It's quite a humid day again. So hay's is done now, so it's now time to try and tidy a little bit of stuff up. When it gets to harvest time, it's kind of, you don't really stop and tidy up, you just kind of do stuff and then leave it and sort it out afterwards. There's still my tubs up there from doing the New Holland servicing the other day, so that wants to go away. Just about to do the tyre on my truck. For those who don't know, I pretty much ran one of my tyres to bald on the inside, or the outside. I think it was the outside actually. So what I did is I took that one off, put the spare one on, which was brand new. Got that one, the other one replaced, which is that one that wants to go on. And what I'm taking off now can be the spare, which is pretty much half worn. They did wear really weirdly on the other one, but anyway, that'll do. I've got some wind to put into that one. As you can tell, it could deal with it. I've got to get that sorted, it's a pain in the bum. It never quite sat right when it got put on, I don't know why. It lasted about a week before it went down. The rest of the tyres were fine when they were replaced. So yeah, that's kind of a start for it. I'm just looking forward to lunch because I treated myself to a butty from the shop, which is there, which I'll show you later. Right, radio on, wheel off, job done. Well, I made that harder than it's supposed to have been, but anyway, I think my rotation's wrong around. I think it's supposed to have gone that way around, but the tread seems to stay that way, but I'll get it changed around. It's not too much of a problem. And then same here, it's worn on the outside rather than inside, but should do as a spare. Be right. Right, well the 6 and 8's not in here, might as well take advantage of a bit of shade for the old truck. Just checking, well, oil level. I've just dipped her, so you can see that she's halfway up mark, so she's burning a bit of oil. And I seem to have lost a lot of coolant as well again, which always seems to happen, but I don't know where it disappears to. It did actually reduce having that cap changed, but it won't surprise me if engine's burning just a little bit. When she has done over 193,000. Oh, I've taken bloody keys out now, hang on. Oh, you can see it there. 196,000. So, you can forgive her for using a little bit up. But she'll have a service. I always do a service in December, generally, because that's the one time of year that I'm not very busy at all. Usually some of the worst weather in the country, and yeah, it's just easy to get it done then, plus my MOTs then. So I kind of usually do it after MOT, or if she fails the MOT, because the emissions I'll do it before. But yeah, good old truck. Right, it looks like we're on the theme of tyres today, because yeah, I don't think that's very round at the bottom. I better drag her around without trying to get the tyre off the rim and put some wind in her, because there's another little job I need to get done. Right, so old Sanderson's doing the job now. I've got her pumped up. So this flail, I know I've got a few new people. This flail's been here, well, with me for, I don't know now, 7, 8 years, something like that. It's an MDL power up flail mower, the Verge mower, heavy duty. I think it's 2.2 metres. And it's actually been, for the price that I paid, a really, really good mower. I've actually tried wrapping a chain around it when I first got it. You can see it dinks there, and that was, in fact I'll show you the chain. It's laying on the ground. So this chain was laying in the grass after one hay season and I missed it. So I mean that's no little chain. That's a proper double band of brothers. I mean, she wrapped that up inside her and made 2 little dinks, and that was it. And that was your lot on there. Well, maybe 3, but that was it. No problems at all with it. The only problem I do have now is this one, which happened I think 2 years ago. I'm in field at the back down there. There was an old post in the ground that I'd left in. It must have been stuck up 2 inch, just at the end of a fence line, and I side shifted in. And I think it got caught in the back of the roller here and just ripped out this side bit. So you can see there, I've actually ground it off before, but welded that bit, which means the whole plate, if I can get it, is a bit cockeyed. Hopefully you can see that. Which means it's not sitting right with this bearing down here, which is an expensive bearing. And I don't particularly want it to run all the way down here and destroy it. I mean, this thing is about done anyway, to be fair to it. All the joints are now pretty loose. I can't get the transport pins in properly anymore, especially on the head yoke, just because it's that worn, and it's not like I don't grease it either. If you don't think I've greased it, well, yeah, there's grease in there. And it's all splattered all over it. So she's had plenty of grease in her life. So what I've got to do really is drop this side black plate off it and then try and push that back in again and re-weld it, and probably put a plate over it this time and see if that holds. I really want to get a new one, but I'm still undecided whether to get the same again or if I get a front mounted one, and then she can run the front mounted one better than the back one. Yeah, and what brand I go for. I do like the MDL stuff because it's cheaper than the rest of them, and it has lasted. I've been impressed with this. But yeah, decisions and money factor. Right, let's get some bolts off. Right, so it's 11:15, so I'm just going to have a quick drink. If I don't do it now, I'll forget. Plus, sun's creeping around. So I'm kind of on a bit of a time rush because I don't want to be caught in the sun. So, roller fell off in the end anyway. I was taking that full side plate off, ratchet strap across, and don't know why you'll see that, but it's kind of within line again. There's still a bit of a bow in here, but I don't think I'll ever get that out. So I really have to take the rotor out and, to be honest, probably replace that whole section and weld it, and I can't be bothered. No point. Bearing on this side still goes round. It's nice. Yeah, I don't think that one is now. I might be able to free it off. It just about turns, but because that roller's not sat right, it's letting all the crap in. But those bearings are about 60 odd quid if I remember right, and I thought I had a spare, but can't find it. Anyway, so yeah, just ground where the crack runs. Could actually do a bit more over here, maybe even put a drill hole in it, try and stop it from moving anymore, and then just weld it up. Find a plate. I'll just put a plate over that end. I can't bother doing the other side because it's quite hard under there to get anything in. But as long as I can get this bit done, it should hopefully last till the end of the year, and then we'll see what happens with it. Right, so I've welded up that crack. Don't know if you'll see under there, but it's heated through, so that's all right. A little bit of plate, probably 2mm plate over the top of it, magnet on it. I'll just weld it round, and that should do for it hopefully. Well, that's as much as I'm giving it anyway. Right, my patch is on. It's not very good, but it should do the job hopefully. The plate goes on the side still, so that's good. I should be able to undo that. It's kinked a little bit still, but I don't think I'll ever get that out properly. Pull that back in anyway, so what I'll do is I'll pack that full of grease in there. Well, I'll try and get it turning a little bit, pack it full of grease so at least the internals can move. Put that back on again, plate on the side, bolt it up, and that'll be it. Right, time for a butty, and a proper butty as well. I can get it out. Look at that. Yeah, it's a chicken tikka, alright, but I like it in a sandwich. Look at that for a sandwich. Proper one. Right, let me get my mouth around it and be done with it. Right, so having a quick play with Sanderson as well. I've just drained out some of the axle fluid. We do have a problem with the brakes. They are renowned from, but this is getting silly. So what happens is the brake fluid ends up going into the axle, filling the axle up, and then pressure and rest of it starts chucking it out. So unfortunately, the bung plug under there is a bit chewed as well, which doesn't help the job. So I've just taken the level plug out and drained about a litre out. Another look in here, you can see alright. So I think these are the actuators. That's your handbrake running down there. That's your handbrake. There's an in-feed pipe on both sides, on sides it blocks, and then a bleed nipple there. So somehow, I think there's a piston that runs up and down that converts into a squeezing motion onto the brakes. But how it works, I don't know. So just having a quick look at it. If anybody knows, it'd be quite nice to find out. I'm presuming I have to take this bar off, unpipe it, and then I can take this whole unit off out of 3 bolts that are on the corners at the top. But anybody know, let us know. Thank you. So another job on my list to do is this girl. So this is a twin rotor rake. It's a Fella 880. I can't remember, something sword. It says it on there. I can't read it. It's faded off, but oh, mega sword. That was it on that side. So yeah, 8.8 meters wide when she's at her fullest, and then she's, I don't know, about 6.5 or something when she's, as she's at the moment, tight up. But what I need to do is take this headstock apart at some point. Basically, there's some slop in there. It's not very good when you're going down the road. These things are notorious for not being the nicest to get down the road because they kind of tack because the rear wheel steer, and you can't lock the steering out. Well, you can if you put a welder to it and just weld it up. But anyway, headstock needs to come off. I've had it off the other day, to be fair. Roll pin out. There's a piece of steel there that comes out. It's got a ball at the end, which sits in a socket up here. But what I think is must be a bushing or something inside this bit that holds the shaft in, and I think either the shaft or the bushing's worn out because it basically can flex backwards and forwards, and with that it can kind of twist side to side, so you can try and drag it straight down the road and it'll try and drift. So that shouldn't be too much of a job to do. It's just getting the parts, but Fella stuff's fairly easy to get hold of, so we should be alright. But I need to strip it down, but I can't be bothered. It's too hot today. And it's about 27, 28. And that's too hot for me. I can't do it. I just sweat like a pig. So, but yeah, another job to do. It didn't take me too long last time to get it apart. Just need to put forklift on main beam again, take bolts off, pull it all out, and bish bash bosh. Something like it, hopefully. I could do a finding diagram as well on that one, but I think my old iPad's given up. So yeah, that's about it. I don't know if I've mentioned before, but I'll mention it again. Mower's back together again. I finally got the gearbox for it, so that went back in, simple as pie. So thank you to Trevor from Weaving, as in weaving the drills. They sorted me out with that, which is very good of them. And yeah, she should be back together. What I need to do now though is sort this pin out down here, because if you look, the pin's not going through that hole. I've skew whiffed this plate here and the opposite plate because I keep forgetting it's there when I'm putting it on. So yeah, another job to do. I'm not quite sure how to do that. I think that could involve a lot of grinding and a welder, but we'll see. Right, from a rather nice, bright, hot day, I'll say thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, bye.